We're headed to one of my favorite spots on the island today, and this is called Agios Isidoros. The island of Leros has been occupied for thousands of years. Some of the earliest inhabitants were the Phoenicians and the Minoans. The Phoenicians are known for actually the very beginning of our English alphabet, and we see the origins coming from them. And the Minoans, who are centered in Crete, to most of us are most famous for the story of the Minotaur. And if you've never read the actual story of the Minotaur, it's way more interesting than you would expect. One of my questions when we first came to the island is, where are all the ancient Greek temples, or even the ruins of the ancient Greek temples? And I was told that when the Crusaders were coming back from the Middle East, coming back from saving Jerusalem for Christianity, is they would stop in these little islands along the way in order to get water and provisions. And since their job, their goal in life was to protect the world and make the world safe for Christians, they saw these ancient Greek temples and decided to tear them down and turn them into Christian chapels. So in every place where there was a Greek temple, there is now a chapel of some sort. And Isidoros is one of the most famous of them. Remember that. So all the Greek temples were torn down, and all the materials from the temples were used to rebuild little chapels everywhere. So this being this beautiful little island made it very interesting, a beautiful spot for a church. But also remember, the Greek gods were always expected to be revered, and so you always put your temple to a god in one of the most beautiful places on the island. And you can see this is one of the most beautiful places on the island. So down here off to the left of the chapel, you can see these foundation stones in the water, which was part of the original temple complex. And it's now underwater, probably due to earthquakes and land shifting and settling, and potentially sea level rise. So as we come into the chapel, you can see what the Greek Orthodox folks have done. And so we have lots of icons in here and a little altar. And look at that chandelier. And it's very small. It's about 10 feet by 20 feet. A lot of folks, when they come in, they will put a coin in the tray and light a candle for whatever kind of a thing that they need a blessing. And these are left unlocked all the time. Anyone can come in here for a respite anytime they want. And we'll look back outside and come back to you in just a second. wanted you to have one last view of the foundations from the ancient Greek temples. And an ancient Greek god right there. If you've never read the complete story of the Minotaur, it's actually a very interesting and bawdy story. And all the Greek myths really relate to human frailty and their willingness to do things that they ought. The trip to Agios Isidoros is a short visit for most folks. And lovely to see on a good weather day. But if you come here on a windy day or a rainy day, the likelihood is the concrete walkway is going to be overcome with waves and water and be very slippery, and you're very likely to get wet.